Good morning. So this is going to be the video that's specifically on how to fill out the CPS affidavit. So this is the CPS affidavit. This is for anyone who has had a child removed from their custody or care in violation of the Constitution of the United States. So again, when the Constitution doesn't have a specific right enumerated, meaning that it's written, then it can be incorporated. It can be incorporated through the United States Supreme Court through ruling, which they did in 1984. It was Roberts versus United States, where the Supreme Court of the United States said that you have a right to have an intimate association with your family. Therefore, you have the right to have an intimate relationship with your child without governmental interference, and your child has the right to have a relationship with you without governmental interference. So therefore, when government chooses to enact law that interferes with that right to have that relationship with your child, then that would be an unconstitutional act, because it would be in direct violation of the guarantees of the United States Constitution. So we are bringing this forward now through this criminal affidavit, identifying the fact that the state has enacted its own alternative legislation, substituted for the guarantees of the United States Constitution that has been incorporated by the Supreme Court of the United States under Roberts versus United States, and as a result, that's a crime. And we can talk about instances in which there are a need for children to be removed from their family. We can certainly talk about that, but until we understand the terms or the conditions in which that would occur, then we cannot permit it to occur arbitrarily. Therefore, this is an all or nothing situation. You either have a right or you do not, because any right that can be removed from one person can be removed from all persons, and therefore it's not a right, it's now a privilege. So we need to get this addressed. So we're going to be doing this through these affidavits. So if you have had a child removed from your care or custody that's your child, then that would spur your right to be able to bring one of these affidavits in. And remember, it's not just mothers and fathers. This is also a child who had a right that had theirs taken away. So you can fill out an affidavit for your child. If you're a grandparent and you had your rights taken away because your daughter, your son had their rights terminated, you can also submit because you had a right to have an intimate relationship with that child without governmental interference, and that right was removed without a hearing or without notification. And you were deprived of that right to have a relationship with that child without due process. So this is for filling out these affidavits. Here is page 1 of the blank affidavit. Here's page 2. So this is what you will be accessing on the Google Drive. You'll go out, you'll download the file, and this will be the form that you will print out. You'll need to print out 3 copies of this, so a total of 6 pages. Here now is an example form that I have filled out with information, and so let's go block by block on what needs to be put into this document. So as you can see right here, this is block number 1, for instance, block number 2, block number 3, block number 4. So that's how it's going to go through. Okay. So block number 1 is going to be the month in which the child was removed from your custody. Okay, the month in which the child was removed. Block number 2 is going to be the year in which the child was removed. Block number 2 is the year in which the child was removed. Block number 3 is going to be the county that the child was removed from your care or custody, the county in which the child was removed. Block number 4 is going to be the state in which the child was removed from your care or custody. Block number 5 is going to be the individual that this is being filled out for. So if you're filling out for your child, then you're going to put your child's name there. If you're filling out for yourself as the mother or father, put your name here, but make sure that this name is consistent with what the court documents have. So if they used your middle name, put your middle name there. If they didn't, don't use your middle name. Try to make sure that this is consistent with whatever they have in their legal in their court documents. Okay. Block number 6 is going to be the month in which the shelter hearing. Now, the shelter hearing is the first hearing that they have, the hearing that the judge comes in and says, yep, we're going to go ahead and take custody of this child in the care of the state custody. So this is going to be the shelter hearing, the month in which the shelter hearing occurred. The next block is going to be the year in which the shelter hearing occurred. The next block is going to be the county in which the shelter hearing was conducted. Next block is going to be the state in which the shelter hearing occurred. You're going to go down. The next one here is going to be the county in which the shelter hearing occurred. These are redundant, I understand, but this is for a different person. Notice that the first one is for the judicial officer. The next one is for the agent portraying themselves as a CPS officer, and then the third is for law enforcement. So there's 3 different groups that we need to identify which county they're in and which state they're in. That's why they're redundant here. Okay. So this is the county in which the shelter hearing occurred. This is the state in which the shelter hearing occurred. Okay. You're going to go down. This is going to be the officer, because CPS can't take the child. They have to have law enforcement there. So law enforcement was present. We need to know who was the law enforcement agency that was present. If it was Chicago Police Department, put Chicago Police Department. If it was Nevada State Patrol, put Nevada State Patrol. But there must be a law enforcement enforcement officer that was present. We need to know the agency that they were associated with. That's what this block is. Then whatever county that law enforcement officer is in, if it's Chicago, it's going to be Cook County, okay? The state where the law enforcement officer is from, it's going to be a state here, okay? The state in which the law enforcement officer was employed in. Then you're going to go down. This is going to be the same person as up here, up on top. So this is going to be the victim. This could be your child, this could be you, whoever the victim is that's identified for that particular affidavit, that's going to be their name placed right here, okay? So we're going to go down to the next block, page 2. Okay, so the next name here, next block, this is going to be whoever's signing it. So if you're signing this on behalf of your child, for instance, this is going to be your name, okay? If you're signing it on your own behalf, like if you're doing it for yourself and you're the parent that had the child removed, then you would put your name there. Make sure that, actually this one doesn't have to be consistent with the court documents. Make sure that this is however you typically would sign your name or place your name. So if you use your middle initial typically, then put it there. Whatever's comfortable for you, this is what you're going to want to put there. So if you typically use your middle name, great. If you don't use middle name or initial at all, just whatever's comfortable. This can be a normal name. The other two need to be consistent with the court documents, okay? Scrolling down, this is going to be the date, the day of the month in which the document is signed. So when you sign this affidavit, whatever day of the month, you're going to identify this. So this is the 16th, 1/6/TH, okay? This is the month in which the affidavit is being signed. So the month that it's being signed. Here's the year in which the affidavit is being signed. And then whatever county you are currently in when you sign this document, you're going to place the county right there, okay? This is the state in which that you're in when you sign this document. That's going to be the state. And then you're going to come down. This is going to be your signature. Whatever normal signature you have, you're going to sign right here. This is going to be your name. Try to make it consistent with what's up on top here. I see that I didn't make them consistent, but try to make those two the same. Whatever you're comfortable with, however you would typically print your name, put it right here. Now, if you have a power of attorney for someone and you're signing on behalf of them as a power of attorney, then make sure to put after your name, put for their name, right? For their name. So if you're signing power of attorney, perhaps, just for example, if you have a power of attorney over your husband because he's in prison, but he had his right to have a relationship with his child terminated because of his incarceration, then you, acting as a power of attorney on his behalf, can sign this document, initiate the civil action so we can move forward, and so you would be able to sign for him. But how you would do it is you would print your name because you're the one signing, and then you're going to put for, F-O-R, his name, okay, his name. And once again, that name should be consistent with whatever the court documents have. So that's the filling out of these forms, okay? Very, very simple. Remember that every single affidavit set, because I need 3 of these guys. I need 3, and they need to be original wet signatures, right? And I don't want more than 1 set in each envelope. So if you're going to send me 5 different sets of affidavits because you had, your husband and your wife, both of them lost their rights, they each would have 1 set of affidavits. The child then would also have 1 set each because they had lost their right to their relationship with their mother. They lost the right for their relationship with their father. You would actually have 4 separate affidavits there. I need 4 separate envelopes. Don't try to collate all these together, okay? Okay, so some housekeeping items on this. When you fold these into the envelope, make sure that you only fold them twice. So you'll fold here once, you'll fold twice, so it's in a third. Okay. Please do not staple these. We don't want any staples on any of these in the envelope, please. When you sign, please make sure that you sign in blue ink. Right. This is blue ink, and it's a ballpoint in this particular case, a little bit thicker. So please make sure that you sign in blue ink. Okay. Blue ink actually is what would be. So the signature here must be blue ink. Okay. Blue ink. The rest of it can be whatever color, but the signature must be blue. With regard to the envelope, okay, the envelope, you're going to be labeling it. The shipping label is going to be "We shall be free care of whichever address you go to." There's 10 addresses that you could choose from. They're all PO boxes. We shall be free Here's the address here. It's a PO box. Bottom left-hand corner, put legal mail. Bottom left-hand corner, put legal mail. Flip it over. Place legal mail on the bottom left-hand corner as well, and sign across the lip. Right after you seal it, sign across the lip, please. Okay, send that in, and that's what we will need. Please do not send anything else in these envelopes. Nothing else. The only thing that we can have in these envelopes is the affidavit and the affidavit alone. We don't need any more evidence, no court documents, no records, no transcripts, nothing else, please. Nothing else in these envelopes. Please continue to donate.